The First Coast's most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, certified by Weather Rate, sponsored by AC Designs.
Heyo, it is Friday. Happy Friday or Friday to you. Welcome in for our daily 4:30 stream. Good afternoon, Lou. Oh, wait. No Lewis today. He had the day off. I am all alone in here without Lewis. But I'm happy that it's Friday. Almost to the weekend. We've had a great week. We've had dry skies out there, although some folks probably could use a little bit of some rain. And you notice there are a few showers out there, primarily on our western edge or our western flank. So out across the Swanee Valley, out towards Swanee County, really moving into western Columbia County. Similar story up across the Okefenokee. So northern Ware County moving into northwestern Charlton, Pierce County. Seeing a few showers streaming on in. Not really noticing any lightning popping out there, but just a few isolated showers. So for folks who live more so across our inland locations, keep that in mind for any Friday night, dinner plans you might have, either out on your own back patio or you're heading out to a patio bar or porch to eat dinner, whatever it may be. Just keep that in mind. A few isolated things popping out there. Otherwise, closer to Jacksonville and the metro area and really up and down I-95, we're looking good. Smooth sailing here through the rest of this evening. Really, this is a great look out in Callahan. Sometimes we'll pull this camera up. You get away from downtown Jacks, a little bit more rural, a little bit more so in the country. Sometimes you'll see a nice little family of deer running around, perhaps some happy squirrels. My namesake Bob Ross loves those happy squirrels, happy trees. Sometimes you'll see them out there in the field. None today, but plenty of sunshine, blue skies out there. It is a little warm though. So keep that in mind. The humidity's been on the rise the last few days. We've hit 90 degrees the last 2 days here now as well. So it is a little bit steamy, actually above average temperatures for this time of the year. Our average high is 87. So we've been a few degrees above that. You'll obviously notice Waycross, a little bit cooler thanks to some of those showers rolling on in. Just 74 up there. But the rest of us are generally in the mid to upper 80s, few spots in the low 90s. But really, it's been that low-level humidity, the moisture in those dew points that has kind of been the main story here now for about the last day or so. First half of the week, we were quite dry. It was very comfortable despite the heat. Now, in contrast to that, we've had an influx of some low-level moisture and humidity that's bumped those dew points up into the upper 60s, low to mid 70s, and you'll notice, from the legend up there at the top of our banner, you get above 70 feeling much more tropical-like. So St. Simon's Island, one of those spots that we'll often see our worst dew point levels and humidity or heat index levels. Currently feeling that out there right now. So it is going to be a little bit sweaty, a little sultry, so to speak, for anyone heading out for some Friday night football. And I know there's another person here who loves Friday night football. Welcome in, meteorologist Mike Prangley. Mike, this is our first
Ross.
stream. You're joining me for the 4:30. I feel honored here.
Likewise. You do such a wonderful job. And we're talking Friday night football. First of all, you're talking about that heat and humidity. Mm-hmm. Those dew points are back. So as a big runner, I love running the Donna 26.2. I usually do the 5Ks. We've got the Vest Corps going on tomorrow on Water Street downtown. That starts at 8:30, and then the 1 mile fun run at 8. But one thing this weekend, I think our weather team is trending more, Ross, toward the heat and humidity rather than the rain. So if we put our big five this weekend, that's the thing. And tonight for the football games, though, you have that on the screen. I think it's outstanding. This is really something we don't see much in this area this time of year. Usually we have lightning delays. We're tracking showers across the area. And nothing like that, because as a Creekside dad, I was a cheer dad, by the way. I was a cheer dad, and I did some PA announcing at Creekside. And I would get in big trouble. I remember all the time. Can you stop the rain? They would blame me for all the rain. I mean, it was crazy out there.
I think I would probably blame you for the rain.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're blamed for a lot of the weather. But the big thing is, if you ever forecast for rain during a wedding, Ross, or it rains when you're not expecting that in the forecast, which happens rarely, of course. Just make sure you tell the bride and the groom that it is good luck. All right, that's what I go to.
Okay.
And as we look at the football tonight, there are no rain delays. We got Bowles at Oakleaf, and Bowles, they're a powerhouse, but Oakleaf has the home field advantage. What do you think?
I'm probably leaning Bowles.
Bowles still. At least the weather will be nice.
Mainly because that's what Lewis said earlier in the week. So I'm gonna just lean with whatever the chief had. I'm a rock and roll with that.
Okay, and then tomorrow morning's low. So another sign the heat and humidity are coming up. I got that running today, but I was starting to feel it on the run. So I was going sub 8-minute miles most of the week, Ross, and today I said, wait, what's going on? I have my runner watch on.
Yeah.
I'm down another 20 seconds. I'm like running 8:30, 8:40. I said, okay, that's how I'm like a human barometer.
Now, how many miles did you run?
And it was a short run, 4 miles. So.
Oh my.
And I felt it by mile 2 and 3. Well, I had boot camp 45 minutes before the run. So does that give me some credit for
what's included in boot camp?
It's a full body weight workout, legs, arms, muscles. So yeah, so I was pretty spent after 45 intense minutes. Then I said, let's run. But unlike the last several days, all week long, I've been spoiled rotten in this lower humidity and dew points. But I felt it out there, especially as I finished up my runs. And
I do 2 runs a week.
Okay.
My second run was yesterday, and I'm glad I did it yesterday because when I was walking the dog this morning, like you said, noticeably more muggy, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I was running, I run 3 miles on Thursdays, so I was like, if I was running the 3 miles today, I would be dying.
Does the dog run with you? You have the
No, he gets a little too excited, like, oh, he sees something shiny, or that smells good. Let me go sniff.
Gosh, and then you're pulled.
Yeah, so we'll be running good for a bit, and then all of a sudden I'm yanked to the side one way or the other. So we've done some short distance jogs together. Okay. That's about the limit, at least for the time being. He's only 2, so he's still got that puppy energy.
Oh yeah.
So we'll wait until he gets a little bit older.
Yeah, good idea. Just make sure.
Special guest, Mike Prangley. Wow, look at that.
Oh wow, I feel honored.
Guest.
Hey, thank you, Chris. But hey, this week it's been a good week. I'm proud to be on your weather team, and I'm able to look at you on these streams. Unlike where I came from, where you had to look straight ahead. Did you notice I was just looking straight ahead?
No. So, are we allowed to dress down on Fridays?
Yeah, of course. It's Casual Friday.
Oh, so I missed that memo.
Yeah, and you want something inspirational. It's all about inspiring
Stay positive.
others. Stay positive.
I love that. A great memo as you head into the weekend too. After perhaps a long week for some folks out there. Stay positive. Friday and the weekend is here.
We're excited about this forecast. You've been working hard on those models. You're working good.
So I guess some consider it working hard.
Yeah, you look busy. So always look busy. That's the rule of the newsroom.
Hey, always. Yeah, always busy.
But even on dry, I can tell you, even on sunny days, Ross was busy because we'll get to the tropics coming up. But we're always working, and these are the days where we're fine tuning those details. And if you look at the tomorrow forecast hour by hour, Ross, it doesn't look much better than this, right? I mean, it's brighter. It's still very warm, but the main thing is, as the week's gone on, we've been more bullish on the sunshine than the rain.
Yeah, very much so. So we'll take it, especially when you do have those weekend plans. Sporting Jack's one of those that they have not lucked out, recently.
This is from a lightning delay. So this is a makeup game, and they had a big upset win over the Tampa Sun. Those are the defending champions, and I got to watch those in Tampa. The ladies, they're just so super talented, but that was a huge win for the ladies here, the Sporting Jacks Club. So they're going to get out there in some great weather, it looks like.
So is this game, this is tonight?
This should be
or is it tomorrow?
It should be tonight.
Okay,
7:30 at Hodges Stadium, UNF.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely tonight. Talk to Cole Pepper. You remember? You know who Cole Pepper is?
No.
All right, I'll introduce you. He's a
Why would I know who that is?
He happened to come visit the newsroom, and we had a good talk. And I explained. I said, "Man, I used to."
Oh, was he the gentleman who was here yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he does the Sporting Jacks.
Yeah,
show.
he does a great job.
Okay.
Cole Pepper.
I know him by his face, not necessarily by his name.
And that's the way I am. I'm good with faces.
Yes. Yeah. Anyways, the other part of the story this weekend, though, Mike, right, is it's going to be a little bit windier. We've got that stationary front that's been draped across South Florida. That's going to kind of work its way up towards us, but really stay off to our east and offshore. But nonetheless, there could be a very weak coastal low along that, and really just the gradient and the winds going to be a little bit tighter here. So throughout the day tomorrow, a little bit breezier, gusts perhaps upwards of about 20 to 25 out at the beaches. But Mike, you and I are thinking Sunday probably the windiest of the 2 days.
Yes, and you can see that really on the charts picking up as we go into Sunday, verifying that. And again, a big difference when you go across the intracoastal between the inland and intercoastal. So St. John's, some of the neighborhoods I usually run around. It looks like a much lighter wind, more like 10 to 15, but right on the beach, of course. And for the boaters, that's a big thing I was concerned about this week. I said, hey, we're looking good on land, but just be careful on the seas. It looks a bit choppy, right, Ross?
Yeah, I mean, rough surf, rip current concerns out there at the beaches. Whereas, early in the week, I feel like we didn't think it, not that it wasn't a big deal, because it is, but we were thinking, okay, there's probably a good chance of rain that typically deters people from going out to the beach. But, we're now much more leaning on maybe a few isolated coastal showers, but there is going to be a lot more dry time and sunshine out there this weekend. So perhaps more folks actually are going to be heading out to our area beaches. So yeah, keep that in mind. Certainly perhaps a little bit more here now that, the seas are going to be rough, the surf is going to be rough.
And the rip currents are the big thing.
Concerns,
and as we know, the rip currents, unfortunately, can be a big thing. The hidden danger that most people don't really realize that it can really catch up to you in a hurry. So again, I'd stay near the lifeguards, ask them how it is out there. And again, to break the grip of the rip, stay calm. I know it's hard because I've gotten caught in them. And I've tried, Ross, I've just fought it, and it was the worst thing you can do. That was in Ocean City, Maryland. And I still remember this. This was I was 8 years old.
Oh, okay.
And it was scary. I couldn't get in. And I realized by the time I got out of it, I said, okay, you're way down the beach. I couldn't even find my family because I actually did swim parallel
to the shoreline.
But it took me 20 minutes to figure it out. But it took me a while to find my family. It was, I guess we had the longshore current, the rip currents coming in. So again, it's tough. Be near a lifeguard, have a friend with you. Just be careful because it's one of those days where those rip currents can catch up to you.
Now let me ask you, since you are a Maryland guy, originally born and raised, have you ever gone down to the shore?
The Jersey Shore?
Or just the shore? You've gone to the shore, do you know?
In Maryland, we call it the beach. If you're in New Jersey, it's once you get up to Cape May, once you go across.
What about Delaware?
The Lewis and Delaware area. I would still say in Delaware, we say Bethany Beach, Rehoboth Beach, and they have the boardwalk in Rehoboth. And then once you go on the Lewis Ferry, it's a nice boat ride, about an hour. Have you ever been on the Lewis Ferry?
No.
Oh, you're missing.
I know where it's at, but no.
And then you have the lighthouse on the other side. But once you cross, it's a different world once you get to Jersey. And I love Jersey because I lived a couple of years. Parents were in Randolph, New Jersey, believe it or not, in Morris County. And it was beautiful because you hear all these stories about New Jersey. And until you get there, I said, oh, okay, it's pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, okay. So it must be like a.
If
you're north of the Mason-Dixon, because living in Pennsylvania,
yeah,
we'll say we might have a beach trip, but a lot of folks will say, "Oh, we're heading down to the shore this weekend."
Yeah.
And I used that terminology once or twice when I first moved here.
I want to know what happened.
Folks told me that it is not referred to as the shore down here. Although I did receive some comments of folks who live or were originally from up north. They were like, "Ross, we know what you mean, but that's not what they call it here." Okay. So. Well, wondered if you knew what that terminology was.
Yeah, it's all good. It's good we went over the terminology.
Yeah.
Speaking the language of the locals.
Yes.
And what beach would you go to? Because you're from the Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so
which beach would
I've been to Ocean City, Maryland a couple times, but my family would either go to Rehoboth or Dewey Beach.
Okay.
My mom was actually in Bethany Beach last weekend, so kind of up and down that strip of land, that stretch.
It's become so much popular. There used to be no people in Delaware, so my grandfather would go into Delaware, and it's tax-free, and he would pick up some refreshments for the weekend. And we'd actually catch our own crabs. We love going pontoon boating, and then we'd have the nets, and you would use the chicken necks to bring in the crabs, and then we'd cook them up by ourselves. But that was...
Look at you.
I could go on and on, but yeah, so... But for here, so if you're boating this weekend here, the main thing is be careful.
Yes.
And if you're swimming, be careful. It's the water. That's where all of our problems are going to be.
Yeah. Now, as for the rain chances, we mentioned, they're going to be coming down a little bit. Perhaps a few isolated coastal showers on your Sunday. So we're feeling pretty good about the Jags.
You took the raindrop out.
We did, yes.
We do have the most accurate forecasts. I have the numbers. I have the stats. I'm a numbers guy. It's not even close. But we will update the forecast. It's worth checking back because, things change. We fine-tune everything. And we have taken out we had really tiny raindrops, so please give us a break. I mean, we did pretty good all week, don't you think?
I felt like we did,
said isolated, not much. And you said low lightning risk. You hit that on the head, so I'm proud of you.
Even a lower risk of lightning now, especially after week one.
Yes, I hope I didn't jinx it, but I think we're okay.
Not only have we lowered the rain chance, we also upped the temps a bit.
That's smart.
Most of the week we were thinking about 84 on Sunday. Now perhaps a little bit warmer just because we might not see that passing shower that cools you down. So we're going with 85, 86 for Sunday afternoon. So it's going to be warm and quite humid over there at the bank, especially if you're in the direct sun. It's going to be feeling like the 90s.
If you're on the east side of the stadium, it's going to be very hot in the stands. So again, more sunshine. And that 86, we all know what happens at the bank. 86 in the stands, humidity making it feel like the low to mid 90s. It'll feel 100 or above. So I usually head to the Bud Zone and talk to people, and we talk about weather. Are the hurricanes coming, Mike? Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Now, if you're on the west side of the stadium, you're going to get that nice northeast breeze hitting
True,
you. So,
true.
Although
okay,
it is going to be hot
you could
and
head to
sunny.
the other side of the stadium because they let you walk around. I get my steps in. So that's a good idea.
Oh, thank goodness you're staying active
I'm
while you're trying to cheer on the
staying
Jags.
active. Well, yeah, they have the red zone set up around the
Do you
stadium.
ever relax, Mike?
No.
Do you ever just kick back, relax, and be like, I just want to watch Trevor Lawrence toss 3 tutties today? You ever do?
Actually do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike never sleeps. He's like the Energizer Bunny.
You don't believe me.
See, whereas Chief Meteorologist Lewis Turner, he's always in here. He's got like 4 cups of coffee. Mike is his own cup of coffee.
I have so much energy. Yeah. So it's just I'm feeding off your energy.
He's just revolving cups of espresso.
Very good. But hey, let's do a pick. He's great
Picks
at sports.
for the game?
I'm going to go Jaguars. Gosh, it's going to be a tough game for them. I mean, I think it is. I think it's going to be close. And we've got the field goal kicker. Let's go with the Jaguars with the last second kick, and they win by 1. I'm going to go Jaguars. Trevor's doing a little better. The coach Liam Cohn from Tampa is making it easier. I think he's doing good with the playbook. Their defense is good. 24-23. I think less than 50 points.
Okay, I'm going to go a little lower. What did you say? What was your top score?
24-23. I think a 1-point victory for the Jags, and it could be a very dramatic win at the end with a field goal.
I'm going to go 2016 Jags.
Okay, it's brave.
And
it's good.
Really, it should be 21-17, but because it is going to be a little windy, I'm guessing both kickers miss an extra point.
Okay.
So 20-16. Although Cam Little, he's great.
He is.
But
70 yards, man.
Yeah. So we'll see. Should be good over there, though.
It should. We'll be watching. I know you'll be watching the Eagles this weekend. That Rams-Eagles game is probably the game of the week. Let's go to the weekend now. So overall, there's the updated.
Yeah, just an overall weekend outlook for you. In case you're not going to the Jags game.
And it's just a bit breezy. Be careful. Rain covers the next 5 days. I did see change though. Monday, first day of the fall autumnal equinox coming in, but about 2:30.
And I think 60% might be a bit generous.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
Based off of all the other days around it, if there was one day to highlight a better chance for rain, I would certainly say, Monday looks to be the best chance to see at least some scattered showers, perhaps a few isolated thunderstorms as well. Is it going to be a washout by any means? No, I'm not anticipating that. But I think, especially based off of how things have gone over the past week or so with how little rain we've got, I think Monday's probably the day to highlight for at least the best chance of rain over the next 7. But still below that weather impact alert criteria.
Yeah, we're not seeing anything like that. In fact, this stagnant pattern, I think, would hold, based on what I've saw, maybe even another week. You see all that dry air, and that's the issue we have here. We're calling for a little better chance, and I do like that we went highest Monday because you see that at least a little slug of higher moisture coming in on Monday. But no big fronts or lifts still, but enough where we could see more in the way of scattered showers. And since we haven't seen rain in a while, that's a good thing that we got you ready for that.
Yeah, I like thinking that you pair the low-level moisture and humidity that we're already having increased now and into the weekend. You combine that with a little bit more conducive mid and upper-level moisture. Perhaps that just gives enough, to perhaps get some showers and storms.
A little more lift and instability to go, lift and moisture to go with the instability. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, before we talk tropics, do you want to take a quick break?
I don't think we need one, but sure.
I was going to say, we missed the first break. Toby, you want to run a break?
We got so into our
Okay, yeah. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Mike and I, we're going to dissect the latest on Tropical Storm Gabrielle and the tropics.
Yes,
here
don't go away, please. Go get a quick drink.
Welcome back in, folks. As Mike said, we had to pay the bills.
Yes, thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate you.
Yeah. So we got about less than 3 minutes here, Mike. So let's talk a little bit about the tropics. Not a whole lot of changes with Tropical Storm Gabrielle. You'll notice that 5 p.m. Update just came out from the National Hurricane Center, continuing with perhaps a little bit more of an easterly track and trend based off of last night's runs or forecast cones, and even this morning's as well.
Yeah, I think the strength a little stronger. It's going to feel the ridge of high pressure a little more and be tugged a little farther north with that trough. So between the ridge and the trough, stronger, and I think it would stay a little farther east. So that's good. I think we've got a good handle on the open Atlantic for sure.
You'll notice they're expected to become potentially a Category 1, if not a Category 2 storm by early next week. This is a good, just a visible satellite look at Gabrielle. Seeing a little bit more convection, especially kind of on the northern or northeastern flank of the storm. Earlier in the week, it was just a very large, disorganized area.
It looked like a splintered board. It
looked
like somebody fell off the back of a pickup truck, and now it's starting to look like more like a cyclone.
Well, and there was a lot of dry air out ahead of it and was actually kind of getting pulled into it within the circulation, and that was, of course, limiting perhaps how much it was strengthening. It's kind of started to erode away or chip away.
And you see the symmetry, more symmetrical.
Yep.
So that'll continue. And that's why a little stronger we're expecting, but a little farther east, which is good news for our friends in Bermuda. And I believe you had the fact earlier in the week, 65,000 people live on that island nation.
I did. That was a little...
I was listening.
Just a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Elsewhere, Mike, we got another tropical wave off the west coast of Africa near the Cabo Verde Islands. Still just a 20% chance of development over the next 7 days. I think I have some model runs in here. You got the American GFS and the European. Of course, you're looking for those concentric circles. We're not really seeing a lot, at least over the next week or so. So it's an area to monitor for sure, but it doesn't seem to be too worrying from that. Now, beyond how far out this model runs, so we get to the last few days of September, the first few days of October, Mike, things could get interesting, perhaps, closer to home.
It's always near my daughter's birthday, my wife's birthday, October 1st. It's just that time of year, the warmest tropical waters, untapped waters, we got to really watch a little closer to home. So keep checking back every day.
Yeah, but for the time being, no worries or concerns.
No, at this time, good. So make sure you stay prepared. Just make sure you check that supply list.
Absolutely. There's one last look at your 7-day forecast. I got to run and do our 5 p.m. newscast. But Mike,
it's great.
Appreciate you joining me here.
Yeah, and I'll be back Sunday morning at 11 a.m. We're going to have Tampa with us. We'll have Dr. James Hopkins. Yeah, stay tuned for that.
All righty. Take care, folks. Enjoy your weekend.
I'm meteorologist Robert. Better First Coast News on your side. I've been working in meteorology for almost 20 years now, working with the Navy, even at Naval Station Mayport, as well as overseas, inside and covering typhoons, some of the biggest storms on Earth, and taking